Muppet time. It's more fun in Muppet. It's more fun to learn. It's more fun in Muppet. It's more fun to learn.
A musical day, my dear students. Welcome to the new episode of Music Grade 10. During our last episode, we discussed all about the music of the 20th century. This time, we will have another chapter for Music Grade 10. For the second quarter, we will be talking about the Afro-Latin American music, including the popular music and of course, Philippine popular music. But for this week, we will focus on the music of Africa and Latin America. Are you ready, my dear students? Let's go! Before we will start our lesson for today, let's have a review about our last episode in Music Grade 10. Your challenge, my dear students, is to determine what movement or what musical styles of the different composers that I will mention to you. The first name is none other than John Cage. Can you tell me what musical style or movement is he from? You are right, we have chants music. The second artist is Claude Debussy. You are right, he is an impressionist artist. How about Arnold Schoenberg? You are right, he is a musician from expressionism. And last, we have Edvard Varese. You are right, he is from electronic. I think we are now ready to enter the new chapter of music. Let me now present to you the music of Africa. After this TV lesson, you are expected to describe the historical background and cultural background of Afro-Latin American music. Analyze musical characteristics of Afro-Latin American music through listening activities. Explore ways of creating sounds on a variety of sources suitable to chosen vocal and instrumental selections. Perform selections of Afro-Latin American music in appropriate pitch, rhythm, style, and expression. Music is the greatest unifier and incredible force, something that people who differ on everything and anything else can have in common. By Sarah Dessen, just listen in United States Viking 2006. This quote speaks of the way Africans consider music because they believe that music serves as a link of the actual world with that of the spiritual world. Music is indeed a vital part of everyday life in Africa. You will get to know more about it as you continue your journey through the Afro-Latin American music and how it has developed into the music of the dances we now enjoy. Let us discover different types of indigenous music and instruments and observe their distinct characteristics and style. Are you ready to explore the music of Africa and Latin America? Based from your experience in African music, what are your impressions about African music? Can you name some instrument that you can hear from the songs? What can you say about the vocal productions of African singers? You might know the continent of Africa as a place with jungles, desert, wild animals, and is blazingly hot. But this area of the planet is one of the oldest in history. The first known species of man was excavated from this region. Its music is also one of the earliest in time. music has been a vital part of the lives of Africans. It was primarily performed during rituals in the monumental parts of their lives, like birth, marriage, death, and war. Music was usually performed with dancing as a part of gatherings, whether it is social or political. Now, we have the traditional music of Africa. African traditional music is mainly functional in nature, which is used primarily in ceremonial rites such as birth, death, marriage, succession, worship, and spirit invocations. Others are work-related or social in nature, while many traditional societies view their music as a form of entertainment. Some types of African music includes Afrobeat, Apala, Akse, Jit, Jive, Juju, Kwasa-kwasa, and Marabi. Hi, Sebanian Pabawa. Let us discover the different indigenous and vocal forms from the music of Africa, including the origin of these different forms of music. Now, we have the vocal forms of African music. First, we have Maracatu. It is a combination of strong rhythms of African percussion instruments and Portuguese melodies. This form of music is being paraded along the streets by up to 100 participants. Next, we have blues. It is one of the most widely performed musical forms of the late 19th century. The melodies of the blues are expressive and soulful. The slaves and their descendants used to sing this as they work in the fields. The third one is soul. It is a popular music genre of the 1950s and 1960s, which originated in the African American community throughout the United States. It combines elements of African American gospel music, rhythm and blues, and often jazz. The fourth one is espiritual. It is originated in the United States and created by American African slaves. It is also known as the Negro Espiritual. It became a means of imparting Christian values and a way of venting their hardships as slaves. And the last one is call and response. It is likened to a question and answer sequence in human communication. The slaves used to sing their songs while simultaneously doing all their tasks in a day. Here is an example of a call and response music from Africa. Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Happy day.
When Jesus was.
When Jesus was.
When Jesus was.
When Jesus was.
Oh, happy day. Musical instruments of Africa. African music has a very wide range of genres. It includes all the major instrumental genres of Western music, including strings, winds, and percussions, along with a tremendous variety of specific African musical instruments for solo or ensemble playing. Get ready to learn their most popular instruments. I will introduce to you the different instruments of Africa according to their classifications. First, we have the idiophones. Sound is produced by the body of the instrument vibrating. An example of idiophones from Africa, we have agugo, shekere, slit or lug drum, atingtingkon, and balafon. Next, we have membranophones. Sound is produced by the vibration of a tightly stretched membrane. An example of this is, an example for membranophones, we have body percussion, talking drum, and of course the popular djembe. In lamellaphone, it is a sound produced by the vibration of tongue of metal, wood, or other materials. Example of lamellaphone, we have Mibira, also known as kalimba or tampiano, and of course, are bibira. Chordophones. Sound is produced by the vibration of a string or strings that are stretched between the fixed points. We have musical bow and zeze. The last one is aerophone. Sound is produced through the vibration of air. We have two instruments from Africa. We have Fulani and Kudu form. This time, I will give you an example, one of the liamela phones, which is Mibira or Tampiano, to be performed by Miss Janina Pascual. That concludes the traditional, the vocal forms, and different instruments of Africa. This time, we will fly to the Latin America. I bet the music from Latin America is the music that you usually love. Now, let me give you another picture, and I want you to describe and imagine what type of music do we have from this picture. Like African music, Latin American music is also popular worldwide. You have probably experienced dancing a Latin dance like cha-cha-cha, salsa, mambo, and samba. Of course, you have probably listened to a lot of Latin music like Despacito by Luis Fonsi. How did you feel while dancing or listening to Latin American music? What word would describe the music of Latin America? Tell me why. The music of Latin America is the product of three major influences: Indigenous, Spanish, Portuguese, and African. Sometimes called Latin music, it includes the countries that have a colonial history from España and Portugal, divided into the following areas of Andean region, Central America, Caribbean, and Brazil. Now, let's have the influences of Latin American music, which includes the Indigenous Latin American music. Next, we have the Native American music, followed by the Afro-Latin American music, the Euro-Latin music, and the last one is we have the Mixed Latin music. Indigenous Latin American music. The natives were found to be using local drum and percussion instruments. The indigenous music of Latin America was largely functional in nature, being used for religious worships and ceremonies. Native American or Indian music. The ethnic and cultural groups of the principal Native Americans share many similar yet distinctive music elements. Songs had a wide range of volume levels. Songs celebrate themes like harvest, planting season, or other important events or occasions of the year. Afro-Latin American music. The African influence on Latin American music is most pronounced in its rich and varied rhythmic patterns produced by drums and various percussion instruments. Euro-Latin American music. The different regions of Latin America adopted various characteristics from their European colonizers. Melodies of the Renaissance period were used in southern Chile and the Colombian Pacific coast. And lastly, Mixed American music. The result of the massive infusion of African culture also brought about the introduction of other music and dance forms such as Afro-Cuban rumba, Jamaican reggae, Colombia cumbia, and the Brazilian samba. Popular Latin American music. The first one is samba. It is a dance from African origin around 1838, which evolved into an African-Brazilian invention in the working class and slum districts of Rio de Janeiro. Its lively rhythm was meant to be executed for singing, dancing, and parading in the carnival. Son. It is a fusion of the popular music of canciones of Spain and the African rumba rhythms of Bantu origin. Originating in Cuba, it is usually played with the guitar, contrabass, bongos, maracas, and claves. Its most important legacy is its influence on present-day Latin American music, particularly as the forerunner of the salsa. Speaking of salsa, we have our third popular Latin American music, salsa. It is a social dance with marked influences of Cuba and Puerto Rico that started in New York in the mid-1970s. Its style contains elements from the swing dance and hustle, as well as the complex Afro-Cuban and Afro-Caribbean dance forms of pachanga and guanguanco. Aztec and Mayan instruments. These are the instruments that were played during the Aztec Empire, 1345 to 1521 CE, and Mayan civilization. We have the different instruments. We have Tilapitzali. It is a flute variety from the Aztec culture made of clay with decorations of abstract design or images of their deities. Teponaztli. It is a Mexican slit drum hollowed out and carved from a piece of hardwood with designs representing human figures or animals to be used for both religious and recreational purposes. Number 3 is conch. It is a wind instrument made from a seashell, usually of a large sea snail. The ras. It is a hand percussion instrument whose sound is produced by scraping a group of notched sticks with another sticks, creating a series of rattling effects. Huehueti. It is a Mexican upright tubular drum used by the Aztecs and other ancient civilizations. Vocal and dance forms of Latin American music. Cumbia. It is a popular African courtship dance with European and African instrumentation and characteristics originating in Panama and Colombia. Tango. It is a foremost Argentinian and Uruguayan urban popular song and dance and remain a 20th century nationalistic Argentinian piece of music that is most expressive. Cha-cha. It is a ballroom dance originated in Cuba in 1953 that was derived from the mambo. Rumba. It is a popular recreational dance with Afro-Cuban origin. Bossa Nova. It is a slower and gentler version of Cuban samba originated in 1950s. It is the Portuguese term for new trend. This genre integrates melody, harmony, and rhythm into swaying feel and mostly sung in a nasal manner. Antonio Carlos Jobim is the foremost international figure of Bossa Nova, while Siti Navarro is his Filipino counterpart. Tikita, sundin mo pa iyong damdamin, hayaan mo lang tumibok ang puso ko para sa akin. Reggae. It is an urban popular music and dance style that originated in Jamaica in the mid-1960s. It is instantly recognizable from the counterpoint between the bass and drum downbeat and the offbeat rhythm section. Bob Marley is the best-known proponent of reggae, who hails from Jamaica. Saturday morning, jam out to bed. and put on you my best suit. Get in my coat and race like a jet, all the way to you. Knock out your door without in my head, to ask you one question, 'cause I know that you're an old-fashioned man. Foxtrot. It is a 20th century social dance that originated after 1910 in the USA. This dance had no fixed step pattern, instead borrowing from another dance forms and having a simple forward-backward sequence. And last, Paso Doble. It is a theatrical Spanish dance used by the Spaniards in bullfight, which means double step. Truly, the music of Afro-Latin America has a rich and beautiful tradition and culture. There you have it, our first episode for Music Grade 10. Next week, we will continue our topic for the second quarter, and we will discuss all about popular music and of course our very own Philippine popular music. Once again, I am your teacher, Teacher Sherwin. Goodbye and keep safe.